So I want to get into this silly ass 5G shit that everybody keep talking about, and people don't even know what the hell they talking about. I think it's really sad that people who don't know chemical formulas properly or chemical equations have the audacity to talk about 5G and waves and how waves function or whatever. First of all, we have to understand something about um, 5G waves, and due to the towers that they might produce, the more towers and the more antennas, people are afraid of the wavelength that it's going to give off to cause it to, to cause damage to us or whatever, or to our cells, to the cells of the body and our organs. First of all, when they create more of these towers and when they create more of these antennas, they have the new beam technology to lower the frequency, the lower the wave frequency of radiation, so it won't do damage. Another thing is that we have to understand is that ultraviolet radiation from the sun, which is ionized radiation, is more detrimental than 5G radiation that it gives off. And what I mean by that is that one is non-ionized and the other one is ionized. Ionized radiation is way more harmful than 5G radiation or wavelengths that it gives off, or wavelength radiation that it gives off. Also understanding how it penetrates the skin. Ultraviolet radiation signals high wave radiation or wavelength radiation damages or pierces skin and can cause cells from the sun. Radio waves can go through the skin or penetrate the skin, but it's not enough to do damage. This is why it's important for us to understand wavelength radiation and technology. So when you deal with the electronics, basic electromagnetic radiation in like our cell phones and different things, it's not as harmful as the ultraviolet radiation that comes from the sun that we get every day. So 5G, if you look at it, from the ultraviolet rays will be number one, radio waves will be number three, 5G falls in the middle. So when 5G radiation hits the skin, it's not energetic enough to really damage your so-called cells or anything. We have to understand that. And with the new millimeter technology that they're using, which is stronger in so-called frequency than 4G and 3G, it is stronger, but with the new beam technology, it reduces the frequency of wavelength that causes or could cause damage. Not to mention, you guys keep talking about coronavirus isn't real, and the corona situation is a result of 5G technology. 5G technology only speeds up the frequency in our technology for us to get better signals, better speed. We can get to the apps quicker and different things. It does do that. It's a faster speed to get to where you're trying to go when you're on the internet and different things or whatever. But what I'm saying is that radiation damage to the organs doesn't cause viral infection inside of a human body. Viral infection could be reversible if treated properly or caught at the right time. If you have the proper immunity to defend yourself, viral infections are not the same as so-called damage infection from cancer. Once you get cancer from radiation is what happens is cancer is a collection of diseases that forms into abnormal cells that divides uncontrollably. And once it divides, it destroys the cells, the tissue, and organs. Viral infections is not the same thing. Once a virus enters the body. You get what I'm saying? Once viruses affect living cells, and it depends on a host, it can be reversed. Cancer could be reversed in the first stage and possibly the second stage, but once that third stage happens, once it hits the organs after it destroys cells, tissue, and then organs, that's something totally different. So radiation damage, the shit that we got going on out here with this corona shit, isn't the same thing as fucking radiation damage to organs, which cause abnormal cell development, which is what we know as cancer, or when it's in the form of malignant phase, which is cancer. You get what I'm saying? It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. And you have dumb motherfuckers talking about radiation flus. Radiation flus is not the flu, but a radiation flu can give flu-like symptoms. It's really important for us to get involved with studying science, for real. Another stupid thing is people talking about take ionized. You dumb fucks. Take an ionized fluid or whatever, ionized radiation from the sun, not non-ionized radiation, but ionized radiation from the sun is what causes damage to the cell. So to take ionized supplements or whatever, you're fucking causing damage to your cells. Stop getting involved with these dumb fucks who don't understand science, yo. It's not right. So get involved and have a complete understanding about the levels of ultraviolet radiation, short lengths, long lengths, and how things function properly before you start talking. The ultraviolet radiation from the sun does more damage to your cells than the fucking basic, the 5Gs, or even basic radio radiation or radioactivity radiation. You get what I'm saying? You got to understand the difference. 5G is not energetic enough to beam through the skin to do any harm. And with the new, even if they did build more towers, which they are, due to the new beam, it lowers the frequency of radiation. We got to understand 5G been around for a minute. You can see it in airport scanners. You see it with the radar, with understanding the radar. It's been around a minute. So it's new to you, but the shit been around a minute. You've been using 4G, you've been using 3G, and not to mention 4G and 5G, based off a certain frequency or certain wave, they're going to be using the same wave. But due to the millimeter aspect of what 5G use, it's a bit stronger. But with the new high beam technology, it lowers the frequency of radiation. So when you understand levels of radiation between ionized and non-ionized, then you can talk about this 5G shit. But 5G will not create flu-like, it will not allow you to go through flus or a flu, I mean, not a flu, but a viral infection. It won't allow that to happen. Or even the basic flu or any type of virus. It won't allow it to happen. Damage to the cells, which forms in a cancer, is a whole different thing than viruses. Viruses and cancer have different behaviors, different functions. You get what I'm saying? Even like I said, when they talk about radiation flus, that's not the same as the flu. Radiation flus are flu-like symptoms, but it's not the same as the flu. So what I'm saying is that we have to understand what these things are before we start running our mouth about, you know, what to do and what not to do. And people out there telling people to take ionized supplements or whatever, that's some dumb ass shit. You got to know what you're dealing with before you start opening up your mouth, yo. Real shit.